Hello, Virgo placements. My name is Brittany. Welcome to Metanoia Tarot. Welcome to your June 2021 reading. We're going to look at the theme for June 2021 for you, and we're going to look at the storyline, see what's going on, and we're going to get you a little bit of advice as well. So the first two signs that I did were Gemini and Cancer, and I had different decks. And I'm blaming Mercury retrograde because I got my decks mixed up. I left one bag of decks at a relative's house, and I do have decks here at home in my own home, so it's not completely lost. I have plenty of decks here, and we're gonna make it work. I'm using my Supernatural deck, the TV show Supernatural, my Game of Thrones deck, and a deck called Neo Tarot, and also I'm using another deck. What is it called? The Minimalist deck.
Whoa.
So, to clarify.
So
we're going to start and give you guys your theme for June 2021. Okay, Virgo placements. Okie dokie. So your theme for June 2021 is your theme is for June 2021 is the Page of Bones in the reverse. Now, bones in the Supernatural deck are wands. So, Page of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so we got the Page of Wands. Let's talk about that. Let's think about that. When I think of the Page, I think of like a younger person. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to just be age-wise. It could kind of be where you are in your journey. It could be where you are in your life. It could be mentally. It could be emotionally. It could be... Yes, baby? I'm recording. It's a voice recording. It could be the beginning stages, not in terms of like youth, in terms of, this is a young person, this is a young-minded person. It could be like the beginning stages. It could be a project that's young. It could be a journey that's young. It's like the beginning. So... it seems like you all are, it's in the reverse, right? So there's a lot of energy, but it's like misdirected. The bones, the wands, that's fire energy. So there's like this, it's like misguided energy and enthusiasm. Like it's not really, I'm not saying it's not there, but you could be putting it into things that are not going to move you forward, or perhaps you're exhausted before the journey has even started. Okay, let's see what the storyline is looking like for you. Virgo placements. Oh, and on the card, let's see who's on the card. The Virgo. I'm forgetting everybody's name. Oh my gosh. So remember Castiel. So his meat suit, right? The family that he was a part of. There was a little girl. And she turned out they killed his whole family. The little girl lived. And she became a hunter. She wanted to become a hunter. It's her. What is her name? Wow, I'm really forgetting these names. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like her name is right on the tip of my tongue. Let me check the booklet really fast because I'm pretty sure they mentioned her name in the booklet. What is her name? Sorry, guys. Because I don't want to forget her name. Claire. That's her name. Claire. I didn't even find it, but I remembered. Her name is Claire. Claire, I'm not going to say Claire was a pest, but Claire was, Claire Novak So it's interesting that she is the Page of Bones. She's a very new green, hunter, and she became really good after a while. But she was very new. She was very naive. She didn't really understand everything, and she didn't have the wisdom that Sam and Dean had, or even that Castiel had. Kind of remind me of Castiel when Castiel first got into the game. Castiel was very, he was the angel. And he was very new to the world of Sam. Not that he was new to the world of Sam and Dean. He had his own knowledge. He was an expert and very seasoned in his own, realm. However, when he came across Sam and Dean, his naivete showed because he was very indoctrined in the angel lifestyle, right? So it's like reality kind of set in for him as when he met Sam and Dean and as time went on. So with Claire is new, she's fresh, she's hot, okay? She's hot in terms of she's ready to get out there and start killing things because she's so angry. She has so much passion and energy and drive inside of her, but it's very Paige-like. It still needs to mature. Like, it's great that you have the energy. This is great energy to have because it's like you're excited about the start of something. But with it in the reverse, with this card in the reverse, there is it's like being all over the place. It's like you're not really listening to the people that have been there before you. You're kind of just jumping out there without a real plan, and possibly it's like you could burn yourself out, by trying to do too much. So let's see what the storyline is for you for Virgo placements. Virgo placements. We're using the Neo Tarot deck. We got the Justice card in the reverse. That's funny. Leo just got this card in the reverse. So for you guys with your theme, with this Justice card in the reverse, there is an imbalance. Right? You have this passion, you have this drive, but you don't have the direction. You don't have the wisdom. You don't have, okay, like you got all this energy, okay, but what are you going to do with it? You don't know what to do with it. There needs to be a balance before you set forth out into the world trying to start something new. You don't even know what the hell you're doing, or you're just being really reckless with it. And it is coming from a place of being imbalanced. It is coming from a place of, possibly, it feels, okay, so it's reckless. Oof. It's reckless, it's new. But it's almost like you don't want the help. We'll see. Let's see. What else is going on in this story? We got the Sun in the reverse. Yeah. You don't want got the Sun in the reverse. You don't want the help. It's like a really negative energy. It's like you're moving really fast, really reckless. You're full of this passion, but you're slinging it everywhere. And with the Sun in the reverse underneath the Page of Bones like this, or Page of Wands, it's like your energy is not being used for constructive things. It's not being used for anything productive. There is a very imbalanced energy here. There is a lack of peace almost. Let's see what else comes up for you for your storyline, Virgo placement. Let's see. We got the Hanged Woman. Okay. We got the Hanged Woman. I love this deck. It's such a nice deck. So there is a need for clarity. There may be a need for sacrifice here. You may have to sacrifice something. You're kind of just suspended in the air, because there is so much energy being exerted, and it's not being exerted in a way that's balanced or even fair, probably. You know, the justice card in the reverse. The Hanged Woman. There is, and the Hanged Woman, of course, is the Hanged Man, right? Let's see. Do you understand me? So you're just gonna copy me, Brooklyn? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's a need for clarity. Can you go take a seat, boo-boo? Thank you. There is a need for clarity. And it makes sense. You have all this. There's a need for clarity on your direction. There's a need for clarity on how you need to be guided. There's a need for clarity in the midst of your emotions and how you're approaching life at this point, because there is it's like you're coming from a negative place. You're coming from an unhappy place. And the Hanged Man is confirmation of the Page of Bones in the reverse, where there's a lack of direction. Yeah. It's not like a peaceful energy. There is some type of restriction, because you may be engulfed in whatever this sun in the reverse energy is. It's keeping you trapped almost. It's keeping you suspended in the air. Okay, we're going to clarify the Justice card in the reverse. Ooh, all these.
What happened?
I dropped my cards.
Oh.
I'm going to clarify the Justice card in the reverse for Virgo placements. Ooh, here we go. We have the Four of Cups. Yes, there is a need for balance. There's a need for some sort of, so the Four of Cups can be needing to preserve your energy or needing to be mindful not to be stingy with it. But in this case, in the context that your reading is going, there is going to be a need for you to kind of pull back just a little bit. Also, there is going to be a need for you to kind of pull those walls down as well. I'm thinking of, that's so funny, I'm thinking of the Four of Pentacles. But I think that message still applies to you. This negative, unhappy energy, there is this imbalance here. There is this lack of clarity here. There is a lot of energy, but you're burning yourself out because of all of this. And the Four of Cups is actually you needing, there's something here for you. There may be help here for you, but you are ignoring the help. You're not open to the help. There are still these walls up that I was thinking of. So yes, I was thinking of the Four of Pentacles, but that message still applies, because the Four of Cups is you just focusing on those three cups. You're just focusing on these three cups, when in reality maybe there's another cup being presented to you. And it could be help. It could be words of encouragement. It could be love. Go put that down, baby. It could help with this imbalance here. It doesn't seem like you're in a space to really accept something that's going to help you. I'm going to clarify the sun in the reverse. This unhappiness, this negative. Let me clarify the sun in the reverse. The Hierophant. Hierophant. So the Hierophant, needing some sort of guidance, whether it be from a spiritual standpoint, a religious standpoint, or just needing to talk to someone who's been where you've been and can help you with the journey that you're setting on. The Hierophant is perfect for a page because it's like a mentor, if you will. It's basically like a mentor, the way I would see it. You can't undo this negative, unhappy energy alone. There is someone here that can help you through this, but you have to be open to it. This Four of Cups says that you're probably not. But there's someone or something here that can give you what you need to start the process of restoring the joy that you seem to have lost, restoring the imbalance that you seem to have right now, and also probably giving you the clarity that you need as the Hanged Woman. And that will help you restore that fire energy inside of you, that passion, that drive that you have. It doesn't have to be turned into like daggers, and you don't have to set anything on fire. You can just keep yourself warm with a little bit of balance and a little bit of joy and a little bit of clarity. Okay, we're going to clarify the Hanged Woman. We're going to clarify the Hanged Woman for the Virgo placements. Uh-oh, here we go.
Here you go again.
I'm going to clarify the Hanged Woman in the reverse. I mean, not in the reverse. The Hanged Woman for you guys. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yes, if you receive this help, if you're open to this help of this person that has the wisdom that you are in need of, you can come out of your head. You can come out of this dark place that you seem to be in, because we all need a little help. None of us are perfect. You don't have to do it by yourself, Virgo. You don't have all the answers, Virgo. You don't want to use this space that you're in. It feels bitter. You don't want to utilize your bitterness unless it's constructive in some type of way. And I can't think of any way to utilize bitterness unless it's feeling that bitterness and letting it process and letting it pass. I believe we should all feel every emotion. We should feel everything. If we're bitter, if we're angry, those aren't bad things. They're not forbidden. We should absolutely feel those things until there's nothing left. But what I want to advise against is taking that bitterness or taking that unhappiness and projecting it out on people and turning it into weapons and using it on people to make yourself feel better, because in the end you really don't make yourself feel better, and instead you create more imbalance, you create more unhappiness, you create more uncertainty within yourself, because you're acting from a place of pain, and it feels good for like a second and then it does not. So I really think if there is someone or something here that is offering help and clarity and guidance and wisdom, you should absolutely be open to it. Let's look at your message from the Game of Thrones deck. What is your piece of advice, Virgo placements? Let's see what your piece of advice is. We're going to look at the bottom of the deck. And that is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Avoid conflict. Avoid conflict. Avoid pushing people away during this time. This is a time for you to be a little more vulnerable. It's not easy. It's easier said than done, for sure. It's definitely easier said than done. But like when a dog is injured, When a dog is wounded and you try to reach for the dog and the dog tries to bite you, that's what it feels like. Let people help you. No one's trying to hurt you by reaching out and being there for you. Also identify when you are hurting yourself by hurting others. Also identify when you are keeping yourself stuck, when you are keeping yourself suspended in the air with uncertainty. Okay, it's not always everybody else, Virgo. We absolutely can be the culprit in our lives. We're the suspect. Majority of the time, we're the suspect. You may be in your head a lot. You may have a lot of inner conflict with this Five of Swords. So work through that. Be very honest with yourself, Virgo. Be willing to do that work. It'll pay off. And if, like I said, you don't want to do it alone. And if there's help being offered to you, I say you take it. And, swallow your pride. There's no perfect way to get through this. There's no right way to get through this. Okay? So, just make sure you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting others. Because being in pain does not give you an excuse to do any of that. Okay, Virgos? I will see you guys next month. And peace out.